Okay, my friends, I am going to upload a video from a little camera that I have, and I can't really show it to you because I'd have to do it off my phone, and then there'd be no way to really show it to you. But this camera is called the Mology Magic Camera. Okay, now I'm recording this video on an SD card, and I decided I wanted to do this video for YouTube to see how well this works. Because this would work if I didn't have my phone or I was out and about. I wanted to keep it down on the SD card. I could come back and do it later. The only part about it is it doesn't really work too well is you have to be on the website itself to be able to download the video. If you turn the camera off, you lose your information unless you can save it to the card. So that right there is a downfall strike against the camera. Second of all, if I can find it, I don't see it anywhere. They gave me here it is. They gave me an SD card, but I had to pay for it. And here it is, this little mini, and I reformatted it and did everything. But when you go to download, it won't. The chip that's the SD card that's in the camera now is from an older SD card. So they did send me a faulty card. So that right there is the second strike. The third strike is that they have what's called surveillance mode. However, you have to delete the pictures manually. You can't delete them in a group. And if you leave the camera on that, once you put it in its base, it's on surveillance mode. And then when you want rid of all those videos, you got to go back and individually do them. And it took me about half an hour to do it. So that's another one. That's three strikes. But as a little mobile device camera, it's a pretty cool. Now, I guess you could use it as a GoPro if you had to. But again, after you're done with your drive, you would have to load the camera up, go online, and then you would have to download it to the card because it doesn't save it unless you download it. Well, that's four strikes. My fifth strike on this camera is cost. $165. I told the people before I bought it was probably worth 50. Well, it's about what I thought. Good little camera, has a lot of pluses, has a lot of minuses. It also comes with a little strap goes around your neck. It's magnetic, and you can walk around and film whatever. But you have to go right onto the app to download that to the card. Now, if you're at a place where you can't get any service at all, you probably can't download it to the card. That's five strikes. It's a good little camera, but it's kind of dumb because it's like they make you depend on Wi-Fi, and that's kind of stupid. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's my review of this camera. Now, on a second note, today is the 18th, I think it is. You got about 3 weeks, and what's the election comes, and who knows what's going to go on with that. My friend around the world did say that Israel's gonna take all this land, but then they're gonna make them give it all back, and then it's gonna be this biblical thing that nobody believes will happen, but it will. The other thing I wanted to go into too was that the group that I monitor, that I don't really monitor anymore, and one of the guys does follow me here, so if he does see the videos, I would like to come out and say, look, I don't moderate anymore. I just watch what comes on because 85 to 90% of what comes onto this page is baloney. Clouds are not planets. There are no three moons. There's two moons, but it's a small little rock you can't even see. The pictures they're showing you of this other moon is not real. And that's what ends up happening. And then people believe that what you're posting is baloney. See? So now let's go on to a third topic. So this guy from One Direction that supposedly jumped out a window, that's been happening a lot lately to certain people. I always find it funny because when people come up with an idea that it could be something else, the mainstream will always come out and call it a conspiracy theory, which ends up turning out to be true. How many of these people that know old Vladimir have fallen out of windows? There was a big list that came out about you know who, old DIDDY, and members of that band were there. Huh, interesting. And then you'll find out that a lot of people that were on on this list went silent or moved away from California. Oh, they're tired of the Hollywood hubbub. Blah, 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 blah. No, they're probably afraid of getting caught. That's probably the truth. So anyway, a lot of that's going on there, everything else. Now, Israel has already said that they're not going to attack anything nuclear. Who knows if that's true? But you're going to have to remind yourself this. Stocks are going to stay pretty level. Gas is going to stay pretty level. All of that until this election is over. Now, right now, they're saying that a certain person is leading someone else. I don't know whether that's true, but whatever it is. At the end of the day, though, whoever wins this election, there's going to be bad blood on the other side. And it doesn't matter who it is. I've tried to convince these people in groups that elections are really not really valid, that they're pretty much fixed, and have been for many years. No one believes it. They think it's all totally legit. Here's my view. So when you know who became president, I think what happened to Orange Man Bad was that, because he said this in an interview way back in the 80s or 90s, he was a registered Democrat, and he did say that he was going to run for president as a Republican and win. Well, he did, if it was legit. But I think the people on the other side thought he was going to go in as this closet Democrat, saying he was a Republican, which is a rhino, Republican in name only. And he didn't go with what they thought he was going to go with. And so they wanted him out. You see? Because like George Carlin has said in all of his comedy bits, it's a big club. You and I ain't in it. And that's how it is. Okay? There's a lot more biblically to what's going on right now with that I'm not going to go into. But it's there. And if it happens the way I think it's going to end up being the way I think it is. Now, it doesn't mean that the world ends today. Doesn't mean that it ends tomorrow. Doesn't mean that it ends next year. Just means that things are all building up to the point. Anyway, I've done too long a video and I'm going to end it, and then I gotta go about my day. Peace.